guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Rebecca and I'm a Muslim convert for over 11 years. Today I'm going to be doing a vlog of my trip to Rome. So it's the day before I'm going to Rome right now, so I'm just getting literally a mad rush to get everything ready. And then tomorrow we're going to head off to the airport. I'm going to show you everything. Okay, so I've just finished in the airport and this is retrospect, but something really embarrassing happened when I was there. Basically, I'm on my period and I had sanitary towels in my bag, and basically what happened was they fell out of my bag when I took the bag over to Hobart's locker, and literally all these men were staring, and this man just handed it to me, and I was literally mortified, like honestly mortified. You know what, I reckon if it was a woman I would have been much more comfortable, but it's just because it was all these men and they were all looking at me and giving me sanitary towels, like it felt so awkward, like so awkward. Anyway, at about 7 o'clock we arrived at the hotel. This is just the lobby, I think the staircase of the hotel. It's got a really nice mirror, vases, things like this. That's me, and then next is my hotel room. So this is my hotel room. It's quite small but it's still quite nice. One thing that's good about the hotel is you get 45 minutes free spa use each day for the pool and stuff, so that's really good. I suppose one question you might have about Rome is how Islamophobic it is. In the first night I didn't notice that much Islamophobia. There were a few people who gave me funny looks, but generally most people were kind and nice and quite smiley. I had received reports that Rome was really Islamophobic, but we just have to wait and see. It's only the first night, so I can't really comment, but so far people have been nice. To be honest, I would like to comment. I think people in Rome so far have been better than people in the UK in terms of funny looks and things like this. I find people in the UK are becoming more and more Islamophobic over recent times. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed now, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so this is breakfast, and I'd say it's pretty typical to your English breakfast. The only thing you're missing is your hash browns, your beans, this sort of thing. There were eggs and there was bacon and there was croissants and things like this. So yeah, pretty similar to UK breakfast. But oh my god, how cute is this view outside my hotel room? If you look down, you can see like little mopeds, which they have a lot of in Rome, and honestly, it's so cute. Then this is what I'm wearing for the day. I actually forgot to pack my navy bag, so I'm just using this tan one at the moment. The first place we went to was the Vatican. We didn't go into the main museum just because there's quite a lot of statues, and that does go against some of the beliefs of Islam to have a lot of statues. But my husband really wanted to go to just the church bit, so we visited the church, and this is just outside the church. I'll show you inside the church in a minute. It's really pretty. That little kind of balcony thing is where the Pope goes to give his speech. So he gives speeches on Wednesdays and Sundays, and he comes out, and then the TVs that you see are what broadcast his speeches. Here we are just waiting to go into the Vatican. There was actually a really long queue to go in. Then this is the main centre of the Church of the Vatican. As you can see, there's lots of gold. There's a really pretty ceiling. If you know the history of the UK, then you might not know that the UK actually used to be Catholic, and it wasn't until Henry VIII got rid of Catholicism, got rid of all this gold in the churches and made them a lot more simple, that the UK used to have churches that didn't look like the Vatican, but were definitely more Catholic and pretty in their look. Okay, so this is lunch. When they said prawns, I was expecting like mini prawns without the shell to come, but when it came with kind of eyes and tails and stuff like this, so I was quite surprised. To be honest, that didn't stop me from eating at all, so I must have enjoyed it.
His eyes are still there as well.
I know. Then after lunch we made our way to the Fountain of Trevi, I believe. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. We went to the Spanish Steps and we went through this really pretty street. It had a few shops on it, like lots of leather goods and things like that. So I had a look at a few of them.
They've got Queen Elizabeth as well.
Where? In Rome there's loads of like gelato ice cream shops as well. This is just one gelato shop that we passed, and it had the cutest teddy bear in. Anyway, time to go to the Trevi Fountain and the Spanish Steps.
Mi son svegliata, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Stamattina mi son svegliata ed ho trovato l'invasor. Oh partigiano, portami via. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morire.
This is the mountain of Trevi, and it's literally so beautiful. There were loads of tourists around. I tried to kind of get them out of the picture, but I didn't fully get them out. Obviously there are statues which I'm not that keen on, but you know, this is an Islamic place, so we can't expect them to follow the rules of Islam. Then after this, we went to the Spanish Steps. I'm just showing you me going up the steps now, and then we're going to reach the top and we're going to see the view from the top of the steps. So this is a view from the top of the steps. I think it's really beautiful. You can't see the whole city, but you can see some really pretty buildings. It's got an advert for Gucci there. But yeah, a lot of tourists were here taking pictures. It was quite nice. Another thing to note about the Vatican as well is that it's actually a walled separate state from Rome. So if you're trying to get into it, you have to walk all the way around. We actually went to the Vatican and then we're looking for another part of it and we got completely lost. Okay, I'm back in my hotel room now and I just want to reflect on something someone said. I found people in Rome to be really welcoming, to be honest. I've had a few funny looks and a few people not be very nice in terms of they look at me like this. But, you know, most people had been all right. But one experience I had was one guy that we met. He was like a Roman gladiator. He was doing some photos. We took some photos with him. I'll put it on the video somewhere here. But he said, oh, you know, I don't have any issues with anyone regardless of where they're from. So that kind of implies to me that Italians do have issues with people from certain places, and I think he was kind of implying Muslims. I think he was kind of implying like, yeah, I don't have issues with Muslims, but that sort of implies that people in Italy do. So I do think that is an undercurrent of Islamophobia, maybe not specifically aimed towards me, although sometimes it was with the way people were looking at me. But I do feel like from what he said and from being here, there is an undercurrent of it, but I wouldn't say it's explicit, and I wouldn't say people will be rude to you. So I'd say if you're Muslim and you want to go to Rome, like, go ahead. You shouldn't experience too much Islamophobia. But one thing to note is I do dress quite Western. I don't know if you can see, like, I wear dresses, like floral dresses and jeans. I dress quite English, so I don't know how they would react to someone dressing in more kind of another culture's clothing. They might react a bit differently. I don't know if it's because I'm wearing the hijab and I've got Western clothing on that they're more comfortable with me. I don't know, but you know, I don't have any issues here, so I presume other people won't. I thought I'd just clarify something I just said. So I thought he was talking about Muslims because he was talking to me as a Muslim, saying, you know, I don't judge anyone from who they are or whatever. So I kind of felt like because it was directed at me that he was saying it, that's why I thought he was talking about Muslims, not just because he was saying it in general. And after I filmed this restaurant, I went to this vegan restaurant called Buddy. This is what we got for the starters. So it's just aubergine with kind of some cheese and some tomato sauce. It was honestly mouth-watering, and as you can see, we finished it all. Ketchup and mayo.
Ketchup and mayo.
And yeah, for mains, I just got a vegan chicken burger. So it was actually really good, but all the meat was vegan. And then that's what my husband got. He got like a tomato pasta sauce thing. In terms of how the restaurant looked, it had quite a lot of like cool design. Like had that stone thing, and then it also had quite a lot of greenery kind of design because it was a vegan restaurant. I think they took nature as a theme, so they had all these painted on leaves and then kind of like that felt thing over there. Anyway, I'm off to bed now. Here's the video that I took earlier, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, guys. So I just woke up on Wednesday morning and I had some pancakes, egg and some orange juice, and it was actually so nice. And here is my outfit for the day. I'm just wearing an Abercrombie and Fitch jacket and a Ralph Lauren jumper with a shirt and a pair of jeans. First thing we did in the morning is we made our way to the Pantheon. Now this is just before we went to the Pantheon. We walked through somewhere else, but I'm going to talk more about that later. Okay guys, so this is outside the Pantheon. I actually prefer it to the other places in that there's not so many statues. Obviously with Islam we don't really have statues, so it was nice to, you know, go somewhere without as many statues. This is a close-up of the Pantheon. I honestly think it's really majestic and gorgeous. So I don't really know the history of the Pantheon, but I do know it's really pretty. So yeah, this is just what it looks like. And then I'll do a further close-up. Okay, so that's me. And then after we took this video, we actually waited in line to go inside the Pantheon. So this is just me waiting in line. Then this is the inside of the Pantheon. The wall, the ceiling kind of reminds me of the ceiling in Central Library in Manchester. It's got quite a similar sort of dome shape and this sort of thing. I really like it in that there's loads of marble used and kind of Roman, I can't remember the name of them, the things that, arches, no, not arches, anyway, they've got loads of things. When we were there was actually something to write on, so I just wrote Romeo Rana, which is the name of my cat, and then my husband just wrote Romeo Rana was here. After this we went to a place which is called the Piazza something, but I can't say it and I won't be able to do it justice. This is just a fountain that was there. There were loads of pizzerias around and honestly it was quite nice to be in. There wasn't that busy, but I thought it would be. Then after this, I bought a fridge magnet for my fridge at home. Everywhere we go, we buy a fridge magnet, so we just bought one for Rome. After this, we headed back to the hotel to prepare for our spa trip. So we began our spa trip with a massage, and this is the room that we were in. You can see on your left, there's just towels made in the pattern of a swan, and honestly, it's so beautiful. And then over on the other side, there's just some flowers. We didn't actually end up using the bathtub, but I suppose if you wanted to wash after you've had the massage, you could use the bath. And then I'll just show you the rest of the room. So this is the rest of the room. There's some rose petals over there and some oil and some nice candles. After we finished in the spa, we had an assortment of snacks and tea in the relaxation area. This is a relaxation area. I really like how they've kind of taken the bricks and made it kind of look a bit ancient, like ancient Rome sort of theme. Okay, so the tea and biscuits have arrived, and now we're just going to dig in. So above the biscuits, we actually had like these tart things, and they were filled with caramel sauce, pistachio sauce and chocolate sauce. Then after we had our assortment of snacks and drinks, we went to the pool. It was quite a small pool, but it was only me and my husband in it, so it was quite nice to just sort of have some time in the pool with the two of us. I'm just avoiding getting my husband in the photo here now because he doesn't want to be in the vlog, which is completely his choice. Not everyone wants to be on social media, and that is fine. Then for the evening, we went to a pasta restaurant. The first one we went to, they actually didn't serve us for like half an hour, so we left. But then the second one we went to was really good, and we got a freshly made pasta. Okay, so this is the ganache I got. It's really cheesy. It's got like a tomato sauce underneath, and honestly, it was to die for. Like freshly made ganache, you cannot go wrong with. Then this is my husband's food. He said he actually regretted not getting what I got. He did enjoy his food, but he just thought that mine was a little bit better. Then to end the evening off, we went to a coffee shop at night time, and we got this kind of tart thing, this lemon tart thing, and we got hot chocolate with cream. This is just my hot chocolate with cream, and I will say that the hot chocolates in Italy are a lot more rich than the hot chocolates in the UK. Like, they taste like literal chocolate, whereas in the UK they taste quite watered down, quite milky, but they're very different here. Then I also got, this is the lemon tart thing that I got. It was actually really nice, to be fair. My husband's just digging into it there. Hi guys, I thought I'd just come on here and explain why there was a bit of a missing part of the vlog in the afternoon. Basically, I got a grade back for my assignment, and I didn't do as well as I would have liked to have done. So I just needed some time to kind of recalibrate and feel a little bit better after not doing as well as I wanted to. But obviously we know everything is from Allah. Allah willed me to get that grade. You know, this is all by the will of Allah. I just need to, you know, whatever Allah thinks is best for me will happen. I try my best, and then it's all in Allah's hands. So I just need to trust in his plan for me, and you know, it should be okay. Good morning guys, I've just had breakfast. So something interesting happened in breakfast. Well, it was slightly bad. So there's been this guy at breakfast who's been giving me evil stares literally for the past 3 days. I don't know how he's always there when I'm having breakfast, but he is. So this morning I just turned to him and sort of mouthed what, and he literally moved to the other room and he wasn't around us anymore. I just wanted to jump on here and talk a little more about the guy who was really rude. I think as hijabis, we're kind of told to be soft, told to be nice all the time, and sort of accept when people are rude to us. And I do think there becomes a point when someone's being so rude that something needs to be said, and we do need to stick up for ourselves. Like, you know, we can be passive, patient, this sort of thing. And I'm not sure, you know, if this is Islamic advice. I feel like Islamically we're supposed to be patient. I am patient, but I do feel like there comes a point where it's just over tipping, and that man just over tipped to the point of acceptability. I also just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about praying in Rome. So in Rome, there's not really prayer rooms. The mosque is ages away from the centre. So the best thing to do if you want to pray here is literally to pray in your hotel room. It's not that big a place, Rome. Obviously, I've been praying this week, but it's not that big a place, Rome. So if you do want to pray, just pray in your hotel room. Get a hotel like in the centre of Rome, and then just pray there. Okay, this is what I'm wearing for a day. I'm just wearing a blue hijab, a cream jacket, a cream jumper and blue jeans, and the blazer is from Mango. The first place we headed this morning was to the Colosseum. Now I passed this really nice building on the way. I'm just going to show you it now. Okay, so this is a close-up of the building, and as you can see, it's absolutely gorgeous. There are a few statues, but I will say I'm not keen on the statues, but the whole architecture and the structure and the material of the building is gorgeous. On the way to the Colosseum, we passed loads of Roman ruins, and as you can see, like these columns, they are quite historically significant, but my knowledge of ancient Rome is not that great to tell you what they are, so I'm just going to kind of show you them all now. So you have more columns. I'm presuming this was some form of public building, quite a large one. And then as you can see, there's just loads of ruins. That's also, it kind of reminds me of ancient Greece as well, because I visited that. And here we have it, the majestic and beautiful Colosseum. This was just taken on the way to the Colosseum, and I'm going to show you more of the Colosseum and kind of the route to the Colosseum now. Okay, so this is the main amphitheatre in the Colosseum. I'm just going around and showing you all the different sides of it. It looks pretty similar all the way around. It's just arches and things like this, but I just thought I'd show you a 360-degree view of the Colosseum. Then after we finished in the Colosseum, we headed to get lunch. So for lunch we headed to a pizza shop. It was kind of like a takeaway, but it did have somewhere to eat in. And we got a rice balls covered in breadcrumbs and this potato covered in breadcrumbs, and that's the pizza that I got, and that's the pizzas that my husband got. I got like pesto pizza with tomato and mozzarella sauce, and as you can see, we absolutely demolished it. After this we just headed to what we thought was Rome Central Park. There were a lot of teenagers there and there weren't many tourists, so we kind of thought it wasn't really a tourist place, and we ended up leaving pretty quickly. Okay, so after this we just headed back to the hotel, and I got a decaf coffee and some cookies, and I just chilled out for the evening. Hi guys, so it's my final night of Rome here. I'm just about to go home. I'm leaving at 3 a.m. I thought I'd just pop on here and kind of have like a concluding sort of part of the vlog. So obviously in terms of Rome, if you're thinking of visiting as a Muslim, one thing to bear in mind is there aren't many prayer rooms. There is a mosque. We didn't visit the mosque personally because my husband only really goes to the mosque for Jummah. He goes on Fridays and he is going to go back in the UK. We're going back on a Friday now, so we're only here 3 days. But yeah, you have to pray in your hotel room, and that can be pretty inconvenient. We didn't find any halal meat. There might be halal meat here, but we personally didn't find any, so that's one thing to bear in mind. But yeah, other than that, it's really beautiful to see all the history and all the culture. So I would recommend giving it a visit, but I wouldn't recommend you come here for a long time because of lack of mosques, lack of halal food and things like this. I'm going to conclude the vlog now by just saying thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this and you've seen a little bit of Rome. And if you have any comments or questions about my trip to Rome or just anything, please leave them in the comments.